You are looking live at a capacity crowd here in Liberty Park in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, as the Sioux Falls Sparrows play host to the Arizona Scorpions. Good evening, everyone. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Northrup, alongside analyst Rick Northrup.
Good evening, everybody.
Mark Lopez on Stats Cameron Irvine produces this game. And Rick, this should be a wild and crazy affair.
It indeed, two entertaining teams with great storylines. Sioux Falls undefeated, and Arizona, you never know what you're going to get with these guys. Am I right?
Yeah, it's wild and crazy rough. James hands out for the toss of the coin. He calls head.
Why not?
And it is tails and the Sparrows. We'll put that defense on the field first.
There's our old friend R62. Will be the officiant.
This is Maxwell. Bullock will be the man doing the kicking chores for the Sparrows. Prime time action on Saturday starts now. The turn from a yard deep is Roscoe Justice. Spins up the middle. Roscoe Justice has an opening, but he's fought down at the 39-yard line. Oh boy, one more block and he might have taken it all away.
That was a solid return and extremely dangerous, Colin.
And we will get our first look at Ashley Jackson. Steps under center, two tight ends, a balanced line, one receiver is James Hands. And the first play will be a pass out to Hands, a quick pass. And he'll get knocked down after a 4-yard pickup. Ashley Jackson in her third season. Her tailback is DJ Moses. Receivers are the Hands brothers, Donnie Hands and James Hands. Roscoe Justice, third receiver, number 19. And Tiberius Bowline is the tight end, number 89. Jackson. Following a 6-yard completion on first down, turns, gives to Moses on second down, and DJ will only pick up a yard.
He's trying to bob and weave his way laterally and just can't find the right hole there, Colin.
All right, we have A.J. Levy, strong safety, his 7th year. James Kelly, Jonathan Camp are the defensive linemen. Alex Parker, Jose Fuentes, Nick Fargo are the linebackers, and John Barnhart, Terrell Davis, and Jay Ringgold are the other defensive backs joining Mr. Levy. We have a 3rd down and 3 for the Sparrows. They changed the play. Here's a dive up the middle to Moses. Moses has room all the way down to Sioux Falls' 34-yard line.
Wow, deceptively fast as the DB almost gets caught with a bad angle because of that speed. Still recovers to make the play. But look at this, buddy.
Beautiful block from the fullback, number 45, Earl Simmons. And there's an extra tight end on the roster, TJ Punk, number 80. 6'5", 255. He's in there as an extra man. He's lined up next to Bovine in this formation, one receiver either side. Here's again to Moses. Up the middle, and he will get stopped on the line of scrimmage. And 2nd down and 10. Nick Fargo in on the tackle.
Now, this is our second Sparrows game in a row, Colin. And we gave some thought to staying right here in Sioux Falls all week, but we had to go back home and take care of business, if you know what I'm talking about. But we're happy to be back, and we made another trip to Mount Rushmore. Unfortunately, we can report Cam has still not been added to Mount Rushmore.
And Moses up the middle, spins and fights his way down to the 27. Pick up a 7 on 2nd and 10 to set up a 3rd and 3. Moses, a career day last week, 17 carries, 129 yards, and a long run of 67. His previous long had been 36 yards, but it did not go for a touchdown.
And you saw a taste of that a minute ago. When he gets in the open field, he's got some burners.
2 tight ends to the bottom, 1 receiver. You decide Jackson back to throw. She'll fire over the middle. It's complete. That is James Hand. That is Donnie Hand's correction. Number 11 on the reception, down to the 19.
James, no Donnie. And his brother, Donnie, no James.
Jackson, so far sharp, 2 of 2. Mark Lopez on stats. And Jackson is back to throw. Has time, flares it out, and it is caught for a 4-yard pickup. That is Roscoe Justice's first reception, the second round pick, number 40 overall.
There we go. Hey, here's something to watch as the game goes on. So Jackson, they've had her with just a 3-step drop on several plays, and she could do that because the O-line is holding. Let's see if that can continue throughout the game. If that's true, there's
Jackson
trouble.
Will throw to the end zone. It's intercepted. That's interception number 10, and cutting across in front of that one was Terrell Davis.
They put her in the gun, and I don't know if that was just a lazy route by the receiver or a misread by Ashley.
Interception number 11 for Jackson. And the Scorpion thrill ride continues. Julian Tyree in the gun, 5 wide, staring at a 3-man front. He's back to throw, fires down the field, caught is Riley Porter, and he breaks a tackle and he gets to Sparrow 48.
Oh my gosh. A fabulous catch in traffic right there, Colin.
There's Tyree just slinging the tater early.
Look at that right into the camera. Are you kidding me?
And this Arizona defense is on their heels early. As they line up with 3 tight ends and an offset backfield look. Colin Hart dotting the I. Jalen Wells, the fullback. Hart follows Wells around the left end and is tackled after a 2-yard pickup at the 50. Julian Tyree, in his 9th season, he's the quarterback. Colin Hart is the tailback. Jalen Wells is the fullback. Receivers are A.J. Warren, Al Dupree Sr., and Riley Porter. Noel Tereses is the tight end, number 82, signed just this week, and Maxwell Fallick is the place kicker. 2nd and 8, Tyree, he throws a pick. That's the most unusual tip drill you'll see. It's Joey Tropicana pulled that one down.
That was amazing. We saw plenty of tips last weekend in the Sioux Falls game, and this one, very makeable. And just when you thought the Arizona D was in trouble, they come up with a potato.
As we have 1st and 10, split backfield look, 3 wide receivers. The Bovine is back. Next up, Moses. Could be wrong. Jackson will fire a deep first play. And that's nearly intercepted. Donnie Hand's the intended receiver. John Barhart on the coverage as we get another look at it, Rick. Just played it beautifully.
Yep, very good. Very technically sound on that play.
2nd and 10, ball at the 39, 6:01 to go in the first quarter. Still no score between Arizona and Sioux Falls.
And we're tied in interceptions.
Split backfield, look. 3 wide. James Hands in the slot, and Jackson will be forced to dump this down to Moses, and he'll go backwards. He lost about a yard. Tackle made by the 90th better, not 17th.
You know, they would have done better to drop that ball, but it may have actually could have been called a lateral, so he's got to make the catch, even though he knows he's going to get pinned behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 11. They converted 1 3rd down already, but this one is longer. Jackson changes the play at the line of scrimmage.
Like 5 wide, Colin.
Against the nickel defense. And the throw down the field is caught. and that is Donnie Hands, his second catch. And this one is good for first down to the 42.
Watch this snap throw if we get a replay, and we do. 1, 2, and bang. It's gone. Look at that.
Jackson 4-6 for 39. Unfortunately for her, she does have that interception to her. I formation, 2 tight ends, the bounds line. Jackson on a rollout. Gets rid of it before she's sacked, and Earl Simmons catches that ball and turns upfield for pickup at 4.
I love the rollout, by the way.
You don't see that very often.
You don't. Not in the SFL. Very little utilized play, and the cool thing about rollouts is you can also set up bootlegs and naked boots with that kind of action as well. Here we go, pretty standard formation.
And Moses trying to cut back on the middle, but first round pick for Sioux Falls defensive end James Kelly had none of it. Sets up a 3rd and 5.
Not sure what was supposed to happen on that one, Colin. There was really no place for him to go, and maybe he was trying to improvise. Post handoff.
Here's another 3rd and long. They converted one already. This one 3rd and 5. Jackson goes for everything. It's knocked away. Davis, who had the early interception, knocks it away, and we 4th and 5 from the Sparrow 38-yard line, and Mike Windu on to punt for Arizona.
I should put this down at the 45, which means it'll be a 55-yarder. Oh, no, they're punting. I'm sorry. Pay no attention to the man in the corner. They don't have a 55-yard leg on the bench.
Punt is away, and it'll roll into the end zone for a touchback. So with 3:49 left, still no score here in the first quarter from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Pain. So with 3:49 to go in the first quarter, Sioux Falls starts their second possession. They turned it over on a tip drill interception last time. Colin Hart is the tailback in the backfield, along with his fullback Jalen Wells and a reserve tight end. Here's the give to Hart. Hart breaks the tackle. He's to the 30. He's to the 40. And that's where they'll mark him down. Kanye Rockefeller on the tackle. And there goes Hart again.
Yeah, that takes a gang to tackle him, especially that far down the field. They get him slowed. Allow the pursuit to catch up. And just like that, they're in business, Colin. Out to the 40.
We'll introduce to you the rest of the Arizona defense in a moment. They got 4 wide. Under center is Tyree. Hart is the single back. Tyree back to throw, has a clean pocket to fire from, fires to Colin Hart, and he's tackled at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
As he has to go to his safety valve, and the DBs, free DBs sniff that out, Colin, and come right up and put an end to that.
We have
threat.
Chad Tackle at defensive tackle, Dede Sachs and Mark Mello. The first round pick of Arizona already ends. Alex Constantine is the other tackle. Joey Tropicana, BJ Loveless are the linebackers. We'll get to the rest after this play. As Hart takes it off the left side and gets blown up at his own 46-yard line. Big tackle. Yeah, they have 3 cornerbacks on this team. Tanner Hendricks, who's the team's GM, Manikanaka, and Parker Thomas. Kanye Rockefeller, and of course, 2 scoops. Eddie Gage, the Hall of Famer, are safeties. We have a 3rd down and 5. Tyree in the gun by himself. Will throw. Down the field he goes. He's got it, and it's Warren. Broken tackle for game.
He's
And
good.
he outruns Rockefeller to the end zone. Touchdown, Sioux Falls.
Oh, my.
And the crowd is going crazy here in South Dakota.
A couple of big plays in this drive. Well, Colin, I know you'll get to the stats here in the drive wrap-up in a second, but very impressed with Sioux Falls. It's especially in the running plays. It's something I was going to talk about we can look for as the game goes on, Colin. When they get Colin Hart out, even at the line of scrimmage, it seems like there's all kinds of holes for him. I think that sets up some of these other passing plays that they can connect on.
So the extra point by Fellick is up and good. So with 2:09 to go in the first quarter, Sioux Falls is in front 7-0. You're watching Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. That last Sparrow drive covered 4 plays, 79 yards, and that was a 54-yard touchdown pass to A.J. Warren from Julian Tyree. Roscoe Justice returns kickoff for the Scorpions up to the 22.
Well, that was an impressive quick strike drive, Colin.
Can Arizona respond in kind? There's DJ Moses, 6 carries, 25 yards. Statistician Mark Lopez keeping track of those numbers and more for all of us as we get offsides on the first play. Jackson fires long. Oh! Terrell Davis with the one-handed deflection pass intended for Donnie Hands, but they'll take the 5 yards.
Hands and Jackson were on the same page there, weren't they, Colin? They got a free play, and they have to run the go route. And just barely saved it. Did the Sparrows.
Jonathan Camp, 2nd-round pick, 29 overall. Rookie draft class that saw a record 62 rookies picked.
That was a thing. By the way, the Rick meter is up and running in the background, and with that 4-play, 79-yard drive, the Sparrows have pulled the Rick meter into their favor in the early sledding here, late in the first.
Here's Jackson, changes the play, gives to Moses
There you
on
go.
1st and 5. He's got the first down and a few yards out to the 33.
Yep, no panic for Arizona. Let's keep doing their thing. They can't let the quick strike get in their head, Colin. Am I right? Am I right?
You are right.
You know what I'm saying?
Quarterback rating of 37.5, no doubt. Hurt by that interception.
Oh, big boy football right here. Please be something cool.
Jackson will throw down the field, and it is intercepted by A.J. Levy. Pass intended for Tiberius.
I didn't get a number on the DB who was diving over his own man, totally selling out to get that deflected ball. Guess we're not going to get a look at it. Excuse me while I go down and withhold Pop-Tarts and Mountain Dew from the guys in the truck.
Here's Jackson. One receiver either side, Moses the tailback. Turns, gives on the trap, and Moses will only pick up 2.
I only got 2 yards, but not a bad idea there with that. It's the exact same formation as the previous play. Of course, as everybody knows, or nobody cares, one or the other Big fan of the old school, old-fashioned formations and doing something odd out of
4
it.
wide receivers. Jackson changes the play as she's in the shotgun. Back to throw she goes. Fires this one short and Oh, Nick Fargo almost had that interception in his hands. He was trying to run with it before he secured the
He
ball.
might have been thinking about reservations for 6 and forgot to catch the ball before he got in the Uber. Oh my goodness. Well, I thought for sure you were going to be calling a pick 6 on that.
So 5 plays and a punt. They only moved 13 yards that time. Another punt from the Scorpions. It is high. AB returns this one, makes one man miss with the juke and gets up to his own 32.
Well, we also like to talk about, who's feeling pressure and momentum and the inverse of momentum, in the game. And I think this is an important series for both Arizona's defense and the Scorpions' offense. And I think the pressure's on Arizona's defense at this point.
Indeed, as Tyree lines up under center. Will take a drop back. Fire over the middle. Warren makes the catch and picks up 7 yards. It's 2 receptions for 61 yards, most of it coming on that 54-yard touchdown score. As we wind under 30.
2nd and 2. Ball at the 40-yard. Apologize for the technical difficulties here in SFL Studios. We'll get Colin Rick's microphones back up quickly on Commissioner Cameron Irvine. That pass caught by Teresis to end the first quarter. That's the end of the first quarter, and we'll take a commercial break. Sioux Falls leads Arizona 7-0. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. I spotted you, Colin.
Thanks. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. We're back. Aren't we, Colin?
Yep.
I don't know if you were reaching over the mouse for your phone or what happened. I don't know if that was us or...
That must have been weird because I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh, that's great. I'll blame it on that. The Rick meter. Yeah, the Rick meter threw a rod. Who said that?
Brian Craven.
You got to appreciate how Johnny on the spot that is.
At the start of the second quarter, the Sparrows have it 1st and 10 on their own 44. They lead the Arizona Scorpions by the score of 7-0. Julian Tyree in the shotgun by himself. As he surveys over nickel defense, back to throw, fires down the field, and it's caught by
Whoa.
Riley Porter, 20, 10, and
he's-
he outruns Kanye Rockefeller again. Touchdown, Sparrows!
Oh, as Kanye Rockefeller goes -2 with his guy scoring again. Holy smoke. And we apologize for the technical difficulties at the end of the quarter there. I think the Rick meter interfered, but the Rick meter's back, and it's going to be solid. Sioux Falls, Colin.
Tanner Hendricks was absolutely burned on that last reception. And the Sparrows, first play of the quarter, touchdown.
Well, if you're Arizona now, Colin, you got to be concerned. This 2 quick strike, big play type scoring drives is not something that was in your plan, I'm sure.
And so far, it hasn't been Colin Hart doing most of the damage. It's been Julian Tyree, a guy coming in completing up 87% of his passes. It's like, holy cow, the
Wow.
guy's only missed 6 throws all year through 2 games.
Yeah, so Arizona's got some work to do here behind the 8 ball, and haven't done much outside of that first drive where they threw a pick in the end zone. There's a
Roscoe
return.
Justice returns it up to the 20. And let's take a look at those numbers one more time. 424 passing yards for Tyree. He's now doubled his entire season output. He had 2 touchdowns coming in, and he has 2 already here in the first half. Ashley Jackson, she had 10 interceptions. She threw her 11th on that first drive that my colleague was referring to. It's a 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Jackson under center in the I formation, 3 wide. Will give to DJ Moses, and Moses will pick up 4 yards. And Moses has 38 yards and a long of 21. 38 yards on 9 carries. Thanks to our statistician, Mark Lopez. Now they line up with both tight ends this time. And one hand's brother down to the bottom. It's James. And Jackson will change the play at the line of scrimmage. He sees blitz. Now she's going to throw. Going to fire to the sideline. James Sands had to come back for that one, and they'll say he lost yardage back to the 19. And he's hurt. He is down on the field. He hasn't moved
Uh-oh.
since the tackle. And Eddie Gage is not a happy camper.
Now they should give him forward.
Oh, he
he was
pulled
already
up
grabbing
lame
grabbing his leg. Yeah.
He pulled up at the top of the route, but he still made the catch. We have a 3rd down and 11 from the Scorpion 19. There's a look at James. He and his brother Donnie came over from London. So we have some shuffling going on right now. The receiver depth chart. Jackson back to throw. Pop flies it down the middle. Oh, and Donnie Hands almost came up with that one on the volleyball drill, but no dice. 4th down.
It's just so strange. Arizona's got a lot of good skill players. They've got some experience, and the Sioux Falls D is just stymieing them.
Alex Parker almost had that one for himself.
Stymie, there's a good word. What's the key to scoring well on the SAT? Anybody?
Knowing big words.
Knowing your big words. Study your words.
Here is AJ Levy waiting back deep. Bunner standing about his own 5-yard line, takes the low snap, boots it away. Nestles into the arms. Levy, and he'll only get up to about the 50, but it's still good field position for his offense.
Yeah, they're going to have excellent field position here. Arizona's D is going to have to be on their game. It'd be nice if they could get some penetration, some pressure from their D line.
Here's
disrupt some of the timing by the Sparrows.
Tyree under center. Offside by one of the tackles. I think that was Chad. As Hart picks up. No, that's Wells.
Well.
Picks up about 5 yards. And tackle called for the neutral zone infraction. Trying to get a head start, but when you're 6'5", 320, you can't exactly hide.
And once you get the body going, the body doesn't want to stop.
Hart, only 3 carries, 28 yards so far. Let's welcome into the chat for the first time the evening, number 1 overall draft pick, Johnny Pickler. Tyree will give off to Wells up the middle, and he will pick up close to 5 yards. The big fullback goes jaunting up the middle. He was a third-round pick at pick 45. There's Manikanaka. Again, 1 wide receiver to the bottom. Standard pro set backfield, 2 tight ends, balance line. Tyree quarterback sneak works like a charm. As he picks up a first down to the 35.
Let's get another look at it. Wow. Nice little swim move through there too, eh?
Yep.
We've seen some bad QB sneaks already this season.
Yeah, just last week versus Houston. Didn't work so well. Again, Porter, the 1 receiver. Here's to get a Wells, and he bowls up the middle for a 6-yard gain. James Hands, we called it earlier. It's cramps. He will return.
Oh, good. Yeah, stick some fluids in him and rub some dirt on it. Head on back out there.
Oh, don't worry. He'll inflate like a balloon. Trust me. As give up the middle to Wells again, and it gets down to the 18. So Jalen Wells getting some early work. And not calling Hart. That was his 3rd carry. As he was carrying the thing.
Yes, Colin referred to taking some fluids or an IV even. Somebody in the booth here tonight may or may not have recently been blown up with a couple bags of IV fluid this past week. It's another story.
For another time. And here's the give to Colin Hart.
Look at that.
Blocker he's back on his zone. He says, let me get on this fun. Tyree can't have it all.
Catch me if you can, gents. I love how he just pushes defenders off him, down, and away from him. Let's take a look at this.
Okay, so the guard makes
the first
block.
one. Right.
Jalen Wells with the key block to spring him and broke B.J. Lovelace's tackle. And if you're Eddie Gage, you got to be pulling what hair is left out of your head.
Oh, man.
As your team's giving up 20, possibly 21 points pending this PAT.
It's a tough spot to be in. Yeah, Eddie's he's a good coach. He knows what he's doing. And like I said, they got a lot of talent. They just got to get it together.
And
janky snap.
Low snap, nearly blocked, but it's good. So it's 7:26 to go in the second. Sioux Falls leads Arizona 21-0. You're watching the SFL on 11 Sports and For the Fan. Coming off of a 6-play, 49-yard drive for the Sparrows, they take a 3-touchdown lead. As Roscoe Justice returns this kickoff, and he looked like he was going to break out of the pack for a moment. And back to the last time these teams met, Sioux Falls won by 10 when Arizona was in Oklahoma City, 38-28. Sioux Falls has won 4 out of 5 meetings and has never lost to this Arizona franchise when they've been home team. As Jackson is back to throw, will swing this out to Moses. Tried to make a man miss with a juke, but you're not going to fool A.J. Levy that easily. He only limits to pick up 2 yards. Jackson now up to 41 yards. As we get standard pro set backfield, 3 wide receivers. I do not see James Hands out there on the field at the moment as Jackson goes the other way, and it is complete to, I'm going to see who that is real quick, number 87 for the Sparrows. Mando Mitchell makes it a 3rd and 3 situation. We have a 3rd and 3 for the Scorpions. They've had difficulty converting, although they converted a couple today. Moses trying to make the juke, but he ran right into the arms of Fargo and lost a yard. 4th down again.
There's some solid line play there by Sioux Falls D, Colin.
Arizona now 3 of 7 out 3rd down. Thank you, Mark Lopez, for keeping track of those numbers. Ethan Kai in the chat, welcome, sir. His team played these Sparrows just last week. We had a privilege of calling that game, and you know, Sioux Falls is continuing to be calm, cool, and steady as they have another possession here with 5:55 to go before half.
They're in one of those zones, Colin, where everything's working. All phases of the game right now for them.
3 men in the backfield. Hart, the deep man. He will get the call going wide, and Alan Hart has running room. He'll pick up about 7. Now he is 2nd and 2.
Faked out by one of the orange shoes there by Arizona. I thought as he was going down, it looked like the ball was loose, but actually the foot gear for one of the defenders. I don't know if anybody saw that. Hart jumped a little bit.
Now they've spread him out with the tight end flexed as the 3rd wide out. Tyree quarterback sneak again this time. He'll only search for it ahead for about a yard. Mark Mello, the 1st round draft pick at defensive end on the stop. As he pretends to crush the beer can over.
Well, 3rd and 1, you know, run it again, right?
You could go with Wells too. He's been real effective with carrying the football. Times they've called on him, but they'll give it to Hart instead, and Hart breaks a tackle.
On the
broke
stretch.
the 2nd one, and he almost broke that one open as he's averaging close to 12 yards a carry.
Knocked me over with a feather. They pull a stretch play on 3rd and 1.
They pull the pulling guard around, and BJ Loveless and was the first man to tackle the brook. Kanye Rockefeller, man. He's not been rocking any fellas tonight. He's been getting rocked himself.
Oh, man, yeah, and that's for a guy like that, you know he's frustrated, Colin. You know he's getting a little angry about things.
Porter flexed out tight. Here's to get the Wells up the middle, and Jalen Wells will pick up 3 yards to the Arizona 40.
Not a bad call as Arizona puts most guys on the line, so they just run right at it with the quick handoff. See what they can get.
Running right at the non-contracted backer Charlie Miles, although he did have an interception last week versus Tulsa. Give credit where credit's due as Colin Hart weaves through traffic and almost picks up another 1st down. But Joey Tropicana with the stop on Hart once again, setting up a 3rd and 1.
Colin Hart just having himself a night already. Thing of beauty is he So it's just a little bit of separation, a little bit of room, and he makes the most of it.
Interesting to see what they do here. You know, this is a team that likes to quote unquote man ball here, and they will, with a couple extra tight ends on the field and a fullback. And they give it to said fullback, and he got the first down.
Did he really?
They gave him forward progress, I guess.
Wow, as he breaks zip lane of the line to gain.
And Eddie
Yeah,
Gage
I
is
don't.
challenging the spot.
I'm with you, Eddie. I would challenge this. It didn't look like from this guy's seat that he made it.
His Legion is under siege right now.
Oh, so close.
Charlie Miles was right there to meet him in the hole, and I don't think
From
he
that
got
look.
it. The reaction will tell us all we need to know.
All right.
And Eddie's won this one, and Jason McGee is quite unhappy. So Arizona comes up with the defensive stop thanks to the eagle eye of their head coach.
And good on you, Arizona. Something, a lot of times, Colin, in a game, it's just one thing needs to go your way. Kind of breaks the dam.
Looks like they're lining up to go for it.
Oh,
and
they do!
actually snapped the ball, and this time they got it anyway. Oh, man, talk
geez.
about being cocky.
I was wrong. I was wrong on that. I was just about to say it was yet another ritual burning of the timeout, but he snapped the ball.
My goodness, Jalen Wells has been putting in the work. And they're just mauling this front seven to death.
Well, here's an interesting defensive setup for Arizona.
Down man, hurdled by Hart, and Rockefeller that time made a hit after Hart picks up 9 yards. And
yes.
And Hart is now up to 84 yards on 8 carries, thanks to Mark Lopez for keeping track of those numbers. 2nd and 1, Noel Therese flexed up. And here's a good hard broken tackle. Almost broke another one down to the 18 it goes. And we've reached the 2-minute warning. Now to 92 yards, your West Simulation Football League. On 11 Sports and for the fans, 21-0 Sioux Falls in front of it. Back out of the 2-minute warning timeout. Sparrows had the ball and the Scorpion 18. And boy, if you're Arizona, you need a takeaway in the worst way possible. And looks like you're going to get a more heavy dose of this ground game with 3 men in the backfield. Tyree. Too hard. Follows Wells' block. Follows the second block, and he's in the end zone. Third. Second touchdown of the day for Colin Hart.
Wow, they're just, like you say, Colin, they just want to run the ball, see what happens. And Hart gets stymied in the backfield, but is able to bounce it out to the left side. And there's no contain there for Arizona, and in he goes.
It's just absolutely beautiful, and with that carry, he's now over 100 yards. He's at 107. And, you know, it's time to throw a caution to win at Arizona. Barely had the ball on offense for large portions of this game. The defense has been run over many times.
Yeah, well, they're not able to possess the ball, and obviously that brings up a lot of problems for your efforts to take control of the game. And they'll be, I think, happy to get into halftime. Obviously, they're going to try and put some points on the board here with 55, Colin, but they need to make some adjustments.
Indeed. Here's the kick. Justice from his 5-yard line. Roscoe Justice will get knocked down close to his 30. They'll mark him at the 29.
They've got a good QB receiver combination on the Arizona side of the ball. Let's see if they can do some damage here.
As I pour over the numbers for the Scorpions. Tyrese Bovine just had 1 target, 0 catches. Need to get him involved. And line up with 2 tight ends, balanced line. Jackson will fire. There he is. Bovine's first catch is good for 6 yards.
Get him off the schneid.
He's looking for career touchdown number 70, which would tie him in 4th place all time with Queen City Corsair legend Jake Legacy.
Well, I'm surprised they huddled up here, Colin, just as a side comment. A lot of time's running off the clock.
They do have all 3 timeouts left. Jackson fires over the middle. That's Donnie Hands with the reception, and now here comes the hurry.
Oh, they go.
1 receiver either side. Jackson now a deeper drop back, fires. Bovine with the catch, and down to the 45 he goes. His clock now is winding under a minute.
More hurry up. Thank you.
TJ Punk gets set. Jackson, quick drop, down she goes.
Oh,
But they don't call timeout.
no. You going to spike the ball? Where Ashley gets the center.
And they give to Moses. He
come
gains
on.
yardage back, and they finally call time with 39 seconds left.
I'll go back to that between the first and second play of this possession where they inexplicably allowed about 20, 25 seconds to run off. Clock.
By huddle.
By huddling, could have called a timeout. I should have called 2 plays in the first huddle. Just an evaluation, not a criticism.
4 wide. And Jackson back to throw. Down the field.
Catch it.
Oh, Donnie Hands was in the neighborhood. But
Did that go
Terrell
off
Davis-
Donnie Hands? Was it just off his fingertips, or was that tipped?
Jarrell Davis knocked it away, and it'll be 4th and 11. They had a right idea trying to go for it, but
Exactly.
ultimately.
Just a good defensive play right there.
Davis just in good position.
Yep, he was out of position, but he seemed to know where that route was going to go. Instinctively turns around, throws his hands up, makes a play.
And they're punting with 34 seconds. It's kind of odd.
Well, I think that shows how much they're respecting the Sparrows offense tonight.
And punt is away, and this will be down by Parker Thomas inside the 5. No, exactly at the 5.
This is how we do it. Excellent special teams play there.
The slot corner. Running down there. One of a handful of guys who decided to make the trek west once Michael Irvine sold the team to Eddie Gage, who then moved the assets to his home state of Arizona.
The assets. Put the asset on standby.
1st and 10 from the 5, and they will hand off to Jalen Wells, and I'm just assuming they're going to sit on this. 2-yard pickup, BJ Loveless on the tackle.
No reason to go through another snap.
And
Oh, they do. With
they
1
snap it
second
with
left.
1 second, and Colin Hart
Oh,
could have gone a long way.
wow. Maybe they were trying to catch him sleeping, thinking they weren't gonna snap it. Well, your Scorpions Sioux Falls, putting a hammer down.
28-0 at halftime. So we'll take a look at the stats here. 298 total yards for Sioux Falls. Time of possession in favor of Arizona. Turnovers even.
How's that in favor of Arizona? It seemed like their offense really wasn't on the field that much, Colin. Very interesting.
Sack for Scorpions was made by Johnny Summers, defensive tackle. As Sioux Falls kicker Felix says that early interception thrown by Jackson in the end zone killed all the momentum. I would tend to agree. Sioux Falls has been off and running. It was reported sources close to the Scorpions told me that Eddie Gage was looking to sell out on this run game. Julian Tyree is taking advantage. In some degree, he's thrown for 149 yards, 2 touchdowns. James Hands, 1 catch, -4 yards. He went out with cramps earlier. Tyree continues to be extremely efficient. 5 completions, 149 yards on just 7 attempts. That's the closest Bob Greasy stat line I can think. Dwayne Schindler in the chat says if Arizona can adjust, they can get right back in this game. But Sioux Falls is up at home. The kickoff is away. Returned up the middle by Levy to 31. To answer Ethan Kai's question, there's been a pair of turnovers by either team. Both teams have thrown an interception. As we get started here, 1st and 10, 10:56 to go, the third quarter. Colin Hart, 11 carries, 116 yards. Tyree to Colin Hart, and he manages to only get to the line of scrimmage. Engage on the tackle.
And as we start the second half, we'll reset the Rick meter. It is now solid for the Sparrows. We'll review the Rick meter. It's neutral, or the first position is lean, second position is solid. And right now it's solid. Sioux Falls, Arizona trying to pull it back.
3 men in the backfield. Hart will get stopped for a loss of 2 yards. Brilliant tackling by Eddie Gage, a man with over 1,000 tackles. And this his 12th SFL season, previous time spent with the Houston Hyenas and the Baltimore Crabs. And Tyree in the gun on 3rd and 12. Is back to throw. That is a man open. Oh! It was almost intercepted by Tanner Hendricks. Off-season acquisition from Queen City, and Sioux Falls will be forced to punt.
Hey.
Look at that. That's the first punt of the game.
There we go.
Congratulations, Arizona. You gotta take the victories as you can get them.
Right. It all starts with a little bit here, a little bit there.
Got it.
And this is a good start to the second half for your Arizona Scorpions.
Punt is away. I don't know who's back deep. Oh, that is Roscoe Justice, and he gets his way to 34. Not seeing James' hands on the field, but Ashley Jackson's going to need her receivers to step up in a major way. They call her Madam Scorpion. That's the nickname.
She's got a little sting.
Given by teammates.
Sorry, didn't mean to talk over you, Colin.
As throw is out to Donnie Hands. That's 5 yards. That's his fourth catch for 40 yards. Riley Porter's got 2 catches for 83 yards.
If you ask me at halftime, Colin, I think the offense needed more attention than the defense. The defense holds. And Ashley's got a decent down and distance to work with here.
And she fires! Oh, almost right to Cheryl Davis. She was looking for the crossing goal line behind, but it's like she almost arm punted it to Davis.
Second near, and worse than that, it was almost a pick six. This is the second near pick six that she's let fly tonight.
Here's Fargo, number 92. He's showing blitz. And Ashley will throw. 7-step drop, steps up in the pocket, lets it go. Oh, knocked away.
Yeah, that pocket was collapsing. She knew it. And she trying to make something happen there.
And again, another punt for Arizona. Back and forth we go. There's AJ Levy. He spent all 9 seasons of his career.
Did you say Niner? Did you try and call me on a walkie-talkie? Name that movie.
Name that movie and you will win kudos from us. As Windu punts it away. And Tyree makes a man miss with a juke. And he gets up to the 34.
Kind of a nifty 4 yards. I did not expect the half to begin with 2 punts, yet here we are, Colin.
I think that was Jonathan Camp on it. 3rd down pressure, if I'm not mistaken. For the Sparrow team, you just want to keep the clock, keep the same game plan as before. All 11 defenders in their picture for Arizona. Back to throw, throws it out to the sideline. That is Wells. And Wells will pick up 7 yards to the 40. 2nd down and 3.
Oh, sorry about that. Technical difficulty. Here's another look at the swing out and steps out of bounds, as you mentioned earlier, Colin. Sioux Falls would like the clock to just keep rolling here. Might seem a little odd, but when you've got to come back from a 4-score deficit, every stoppage helps Arizona.
And here's to get to Colin Hart, and Hart tried to make 1 man miss, but will only pick up 2.
Look at that.
Up a 3rd and 1. Tanner Hendricks leading the charge.
Colin Hart around end without turning it into a bigger play. His touchdowns have come up those end arounds.
Same formation. Similar play, carries Loveless, as well as a few other folks on his back to the 47 for a 1st down. Sparrows. That was only their 2nd 3rd down conversion.
I don't know how many 3rd downs, they've been in, right?
1st and 10 from 47. Porter lined up almost in a wing, very tight to the formation. They give it the other way though to Hart, and he's blown up by Rockefeller. He's like, man, I'm tired of getting run over by this guy, and he finally gets one over.
He's looking to put a lick on a ball carrier. He's been chasing guys downfield a little more than he's used to tonight.
I think he'll have cleat marks all over his spine when this is all done. He's been.
Hey, come on now. He's trying his best, Colin.
And Here is Hart. Picks up 6 yards.
He picks up 4 yards on the play. Number 24 with the tackle.
Set up a 3rd and 4.
Now that running game for Sioux Falls has been very impressive tonight, Colin. And they've been rotating between Wells and Hart. Wells surprisingly effective, and I don't know why I say that. Hart's the headliner guy, but Wells is doing well. And here's a throw.
There's a throw. Tyree throws an interception, and that's what they needed. Mana Kanaka picks that one off as the pass was intended for Warren.
And instantly, Arizona faithful calling for Rick to do some play-by-play because the only play that I grabbed, Colin, turns into a positive for the Scorpions. Unlike Cam.
As we reached a possible momentum shift, is it's 28-0 Sioux Falls. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 4 to Fans and 11 Sports. Back here at Liberty Park, the Sparrows have the ball off a turnover, but they're going backwards to start as Adrian Levy makes that in on Moses.
Number 42 with the tackle. Loss of 1 on the play.
Right, we'll see what Arizona can dial up here. So they were surprisingly fairly even on time of possession, but the score does not reflect that. And Arizona trying to make a comeback here. Gets the pick. Now it's up to the offense.
They'll give to Moses again. And he that sets up a 3rd and 8 from their own 25.
Your loyal play-by-play man next to me is totally consumed looking at all the different inputs here.
And still no James Hands on the field as Jackson will throw, but no, she goes down in the arms of a defender. That is Jonathan Kemp.
She will not throw.
In the sack. And we did not get a replay. You know, Colin Hart's 2 touchdown runs of the day have both been 18 yards. Those nuggets gleaned from Mark Lopez. Thank you very much. Manu punts again, and this is turning into a bit of a deja vu story. Sioux Falls will get it from the Arizona 46 with 5:30 to go in the 3rd. Press coverage from Arizona. Two-man in the backfield. Tyree back to throw, steps up, fires over the middle, and it is complete. We take a look at the takeaway leaders. Arizona's second, tied for second with 8. With 2 more today, they have 10 takeaways on the year.
Wow. And Houston.
Gage's former stomping ground. And here's to get to Wells. And Jalen Wells will get stopped at the line of scrimmage.
It brings up 3rd and 6, longer than you want to have. Obviously, 3rd down. There's one of my many obvious color guy comments.
3rd and 6, Warren out wide. Tyree back to throw. Pop flies this one deep,
there
and
you
he's
go.
doing the pick. This time it's 2 scoops. And he returns it up to the 39.
2 scoops is heard from. Well, and we had just talked about picks and turnovers or takeaways, Colin. And look at that. You conjured one up.
And oh my, it's going to get interesting once again. Sioux Falls leads 28-0 over Arizona, but Arizona has the ball. Watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and 4 to Pay. And I'm still recovering from the shock. We've had yet another Sparrows interception. Let's see if Arizona does anything. 1st and 10 from the 39. Swing pass to Moses, has to go behind his back, but he is his own blocker as he goes out of bounds at 7 yards. According to our statistician, Mark Lopez, of the 8 Scorpion drives to take place here today, 4 of them have been 3 and outs. This is a squad that's averaging close to 30 points a game, and so far they have 0.
Oh, man, I'm stunned. On the plus side, it's 2nd and 3rd.
2 tight ends to the same side. They run to that side, and they did not give him the first down.
Close. It's close. So close.
KJ Pick 6 is telling Ashley Jackson in the chat to throw the ball to me.
From the chat to her ears.
And they're going to throw.
Oh, my
Johnny
goodness.
Hands got it in double coverage. He's had to step up in the absence of his brother, who's gone down with the cramps.
What a gutty play call, Colin. A 3rd and short and throw it over the middle into traffic. Beep, beep. You see a little breath there. It's about 42 degrees, partly cloudy at game time.
Blitz being shown. Jackson will pop flies. You got him in. Johnny Hands dives and makes the reception.
Oh, my
Mando
gosh.
Mitchell came up injured on the play.
Wow, that's a full Desmond Howard play right there. Totally gives it up. Let's get another look at it.
Against Davis, the corner who had the interception early in the ball game.
Do you know how hard that is? Not only to lay out, Colin, but then to retain possession as you crash down with the ball.
He survived the ground.
They're going to give him the SFL Heisman for that one.
4 wide. They're now having to go to Bovine in the slot as offside free play. Jackson will upfly this to the end zone and out of bounds he goes. Does the receiver almost likely take the penalty yardage?
You think? That's my job to make the obvious comments.
Well, I'm good for one of those again. As the penalty is called on James Kelly. Number 90, the other defensive end.
Jim Machine Gun Kelly.
And Levy. There, look at him stalking his prey back there.
You see, it's getting a little colder as the game goes on, Colin, too. Will that have an impact?
And Moses
Whoa!
powers his way in for the touchdown.
You know what he did? He broke the plane. He broke the plane. And Arizona gets off the schneid right up the middle and into the end zone. And the Arizona fans that have made the trip north to the northern plains are happy that there's some production, Colin.
Well, this is just about to get a little more interesting. as Manuel Marquez on to try the PAT. And it's good. So with 2:37 to go in the third, Arizona's finally on the board. It's now 28-7 in favor of Sioux Falls. You're watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans and 11 Sports. Well, this game just got a whole lot more interesting with 2:37 to go in this third quarter. So Arizona's finally off the schneid as they score a touchdown. That was a 6-play, 60-yard drive, 2-yard rushing touchdown for DJ Moses. Seconds, AJ Levy gets blown up at his own 20.
And you know how exciting that play was. We always travel with Denver. We typically travel with Denver. He's with us in the booth. He's normally takes a nap, just kind of chills. He started running around, going crazy here. I had to actually mute the mic so I could settle that boy down. He's excited.
Brian Craven says, "Wow, Rick, you're old. Zip the plane."
The plane.
Here's Hart sweeping wide. Oh, he's blown up by Rockefeller after a pick up the 7. He's now at the 132 yards, just along the 21.
Hart tries to put the stiff arm on Rockefeller. And Hart's lucky he didn't get his arm broken there. Denver's still keyed up, as are the Arizona fans.
Second and 3 here. Give to Hart again. Broken tackles and first down yardage achieved as Gage and Miles combine on the stop.
It's okay if I give you a hard time on air, Colin. I think you made up a new word. Broken tackles. Broken tackles. I'll combine that with a Mike Mayock pronunciation of tackle. Tackle. Tackle.
Here's one receiver to side. Standard alignment. Oh, Joey Tropicana read it beautifully. He read it like a book and blew it up in the backfield for a loss of 3.
Let's see if there was a missed assignment on that one. I guess we're not going to get another look at it, darn it.
There had to be.
He was so free in the backfield. I mean, come on.
Here's Tyree. Up under center. Turns, gives to, I believe that's Wells, and he's ahead to the 44. Mando Mitchell twisted his ankle, so the Arizona wide receiver room quickly becoming a mash unit of sorts.
A mash unit? You're begging another old comment there.
And Tyree.
Old TV shows.
Under center, 3rd and 7. He lobs up the holy hand grenade, and it almost arms Gage again for his second interception.
Yeah, heads up play by Eddie Gage.
Sioux Falls forced to punt after a 6-play drive, and only which they covered 13 yards. Pass intent for A.J. Warren.
You know, Scorpions are attacking the zone, and Eddie, kind of situational awareness, knows he might be behind him there. And is able to get a handle on it.
And punt is away from Max Mulholt. Roscoe Justice waiting to return. And Justice pulls off a couple of the jukes and gets to his own 24.
Well, the Scorpions had success the last time, Colin. Let's see what they have here.
First and 10. From the Scorpions, 25 yards.
Let's see what they have indeed. They line up with that 2 tight end balance set. Jackson will fire. Oh, Alex Parker knocked it away. That'll be 2nd and 10. Parker ranging
Second and 10.
quite impressively. There's Donnie Hands, 6 receptions on 10 targets for 84 yards. For Hands,
Yes.
and under center, Jackson turns, gives to Moses, and Moses is through the hole. It is brought down at the 33. We'll end the third quarter. With Arizona possessing the ball, they're down a couple of touchdowns. It's 28-7 Sioux Falls. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fan. At the start of the fourth quarter here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, the Sparrows comfortably in front, 28-7, but Arizona trying to make it compelling. Here as they look at a 3rd and 1 situation. Jackson under center. Turn. Gives to Moses.
no.
It's blown up by James Kelly, and that's another punt. That'll be punt number 8.
If you want to know one of the descriptors for the game, you can look at the punts. Collins, you mentioned 8 for Arizona. It's only 2 for the Scorpions, I believe.
No, for the Sparrows.
Sparrows, I'm sorry. Arizona and the Scorpions.
Here's another punt from him. This guy's leg gonna get tired eventually. Levy with a spin. Carrying a couple people to his own 42, so with 10:23 left. Sioux Falls is just going to try to grind this clock more.
Right. And, as everybody knows, one of the ways to manage the game, especially in the second half, is to scoring differential as described in terms of number of possessions, and then start counting your possessions. And there are very limited possessions for Arizona left. The defense is going to need to make another play.
Here's Hart. Tackle made by Gage. Down to 134. Pair of rushing touchdowns. Had 2 coming in through 2 games and has doubled that number.
Wow.
2nd and 10 from your Sparrow.
Good on you. As we've got a 2nd and 10. The clock's
He has
moving.
19 carries. Tyree, 9 of 14 for 157. He has won a couple of interceptions. It's hard. Again, is tackled in the backfield. And once again, that's Eddie Gage.
Eddie Gage is taking this game on his shoulders for Arizona, making play after play. Been impressive the way he's come on here.
3rd and 12. Tyree back to throw. Throws. Oh, it's knocked away. Pass intended for Warren. Didn't see who swatted at it. I believe that was Gage. It's on white sleeves who made contact with the ball.
The man is everywhere.
And Sioux Falls. 3rd punt for Max Mulholland.
Your Sparrow has selected to punt. Number 19 is deep to receive.
Not heard. I believe. Let me check the stats. We have not heard from Al Dupree Sr. at all. No catches for him, just 1 target. Turned by Roscoe Justice up to 27.
It was just what the doctor ordered. If you're Arizona, got to stop, get the ball. They've got a little something working on offense. Can they apply it here?
I wonder if Jason McGee is like, where's the 5 wide? Don't fix what was working. Oh, I remember it well. Jackson will change the play of the line of scrimmage. She sees a blitz off of her
And
left-hand side.
and the over.
And Moses will pick up 3 yards. He's up to 54.
I thought that was going to be the go route or the deep post to the receiver on the left side, Colin. You're okay over there. Because there was no safety over the top. It was man on man. There was something there. Ashley's got to see that.
And Moses, the deep back. He gets the carry, and he gets stopped at the line.
Ugh.
You know, you talked about limiting possessions, and, you know, runs like that on 2nd down aren't going to help you. You're going to need some more passes.
Nope. There might be a little hitch in the giddy up on the playbook there for the offense, Colin, because
Now they go 5 wide.
and they're not maybe running the right mix.
Jackson pop flies it deep. Oh! AJ Levy almost came down with the ball. 2 defenders converged on it late. I think Donnie Hands was the intended receiver. Windu on again for another play. How many times have we said that tonight? AJ Levy in the chat can't believe that he dropped an easy one. As that is now the 9th punt for the Scorpions, and Parker Thomas brings them down. Well, since we're talking about turnovers, look at Arizona the previous years when they were in OKC. Had at least 22 turnovers in 3 out of the past 4 years.
Right.
And you see the rankings.
Right.
It's
Respectably ranked in those turnovers. They know what they're doing.
No, it's turnovers. They're giving the ball to the other
those
team.
are giveaways.
It's Charlie Miles. That's his 6th tackle. He's put in the work as a non-contracted performer. And those turnover stats in terms of total turnovers through 12 games are a big reason why this franchise has had a pretty long playoff drought.
Yeah.
2nd and 13, Tyree pops it over the middle. Tyrese with the reception, and he gets a first down to 49. They go empty finally, and Jason McGee must be thinking, where was this when I need it?
Right. Right. Just a little pitch and catch.
Here's Porter. Split wide against Hendricks. Here's the throw down the middle. Almost one-handed catch.
Oh.
He was separated from it by a belayed Rockefeller.
If there's no flag on that, that's an excellently timed hit.
Manakanaka was in the
precisely.
neighborhood.
Yeah, he gets his paw on it, and then he receives the hit.
But he got the ricochet from Rockefeller. So why didn't they focus the camera on Kanye? I'm going to have a talk
Oh,
to the
no.
boys once again.
2nd and 10 from your
No.
Sparrow, 49-yarder.
Heavy set for Sparrows.
Arizona crowds the line.
Let's get to Wells. They'll lose the yard. Clock now winds under 7 minutes. Chad tackle on the tackle.
Tackle.
3rd and 10 from your Sparrow.
3rd and 11. Arizona's got a chance to get the ball back yet again.
They would prefer turnover. Sioux Falls is in the gun. Back to throw. Pop fly. Intercepted! Tanner Hendricks. And that is the 4th interception for Julian Tyree.
Wow. Wow, well, you called it, Colin.
Looking for Warren. No, that was Porter. And he just underthrew it.
Well, think about this, Colin. Arizona's D has pitched a shutout in the second half, and all Arizona offense can do is score 7. Quite the turnaround for the Arizona defense.
Jackson. To Moses. Out of bounds. Led him too far. This is where my father yells at clouds because of the swing routes.
Right. Drive me insane when they run them that way. There's almost always room to roam,
2nd and 10.
but they never run them properly.
Here's Moses under center. Or no, Jackson under center. I was thinking about DJ Moses because the camera. Jackson pop flies his Roscoe Justice, his 2nd catch.
There you go.
And he gets him to the Sparrow 43. He had 1 catch, 4 yards for 4 yards previous to that one. Made a spin move to get open.
1st and 10 from your Sparrow, 43-yarder.
And there's now a little giddy up for these Scorpions.
A little life, maybe? Question mark.
Jackson. Corner route.
There you go.
And that is James Hand.
There you
Welcome back to the game, big guy.
go.
That's his 2nd catch, and that's by far his biggest one.
If he would have been able to stay in bounds, obviously he could have walked into the end zone.
Beat John Barnhart badly. And for Mr. Hands, James Hands, that is, that's his 2nd catch. That was a 29-yard pickup. Remember, he lost 4 yards on his first reception.
Mm-hmm.
Split backs. And welcome back to the ball game, James Hands in a major to 29. Here's Moses trying to carry defenders will only pick up 3 yards. It's averaging just around 3 yards to carry. And a bit coming down to earth game from the career game last week.
Right, and that play chews up clock without putting a lot of forward progress on the field. Unless that was designed to set up something on this play, I'm gonna question that one.
And Jackson throws to Moses. The flats were open. He only picks up 6 yards.
Now he almost does the reverse spin or the inside spin, but there were 2 defenders there on him. Well done, but it's still 3rd and 1
from the 8-yard line.
from the 8. Clock running, Colin.
Both Hands brothers to the bottom. James inside slot, Donnie outside. They run with Moses the other way.
Oh,
He stopped at the line. Too fancy instead of just cut up field, and John Barnhart makes him pay.
Or sprint, even better. Just sprint for the stick. Pick up the first down and stop the clock. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. You got caught in no man's land. Why don't you make up your mind, old Abbott Costello routine?
Jackson will throw. End zone. Knocked away, but there's a flag. There might have been early contact on that play. Jay Ringgold in the area defending on James' hands. We'll see. And it is defensive pass interference on Bobby Carpenter.
Ooh.
The extra corner out there, number 44.
If I had a hammer. Carpenter shaking his head like, what was I thinking? Well, new life.
1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Jackson under center. Will drop back, throw it out to Moses, and he went backwards. Jose Fuentes on the tackle.
Come on, there's just dive over the goal line there.
Now they see to hurry up back to the 3. Roll out. From behind. Jonathan Camp on the sack. And it looks like they're stuck in this formation. They're not calling timeout. They're back at the 10. Jackson.
No. Come on. They are going backwards, Colin. No. Well, they get a gift. 1st and goal at the 1. End up 4th and goal on the 11.
Well, correction, that was... I don't have a 95 on my roster for Sioux Falls. I must have called the wrong number by mistake. 4th and goal from the 11 to go empty. Jackson. To Justice, who gets in the end zone on 4th and goal.
He breaks the zip lane, Colin.
Roscoe Justice, touchdown, Arizona.
It's not just a fantasy. The Scorpions are coming back. Just gets his little giddy up into the end zone. But it's good.
So with 3:04 left.
An important extra point here in the comeback effort. Do not want to have to go for 2 on the way.
And it is good. So with 3:04 left, Arizona cuts it to a 28-14 game. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and 4 The Fan. And the Scorpions are not dead.
Not dead yet. Bring out your dead. Hey, not dead yet. There's the Monty Python reference everybody looks for.
3:04 left, onside kick coming.
Oh!
And that was kind of anticlimactic, considering how things have been.
Well, one thing we know about the AZD, they've had good success in getting the ball back for their offense. They're going to try that one more time here, Colin.
And if you're Sioux Falls, you've got to put it on the legs of your tailback and your fullback.
Indeed.
We'll get to a note about Roscoe Justice in a minute, as Wells lost a yard. BJ Lovelace's fourth tackle. Roscoe Justice, that was a 16-yard touchdown reception on 4th and goal. His first career SFL touchdown pass. Reception for Roscoe Justice. Congratulations, young man. You should put that on your mantle. 2nd and 11. And they snap it at 2. Colin Hart has room. Broke a tackle. Colin Hart first down to the Arizona 9.
Somehow he manages to fall inbounds, and that is going to take us down to the 2-minute warning.
So we get a look at the double team block by Wells and J.J. McKee.
The now familiar Colin Hart around the end.
And we've reached the 2-minute warning. Sioux Falls is in front of Arizona 28-14. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and Fordham. And out of the 2-minute warning, Sparrows have it at the Scorpion 19, and they're going to probably try to continue to bleed the clock. They have one of their heavier sets on the field. Riley Porter split it very tight, split to the line of scrimmage. Jalen Wells, the fullback, up the middle he goes. He picked up 3 yards, and now here the timeouts start.
The parade of timeouts, the tournament of timeouts, brought to you by I don't know. Arizona might have to break out the holy hand grenade. Try and blow this thing right up.
Here's Wells again up the middle. Almost broke a tackle. Miles. I thought it was Joey Tropicana. He's 50 now. Fantasy Island. Who bought a Fantasy Island?
The plane.
Oh,
The plane. Hervé Villachez and Ricardo Montalban and his rich Corinthian lead.
3rd down and inches. Let's get to Wells on 3rd and inches. He got the first down, and all timeouts expended with 1:50 left. Jalen Wells get some clutch carries.
Coach Craven keeping track of all of our cultural references coming out of the shrubbery with that one.
14 carries. 42 yards for Wells. Tyree with a couple quarterback sneaks, and here he'll just down the ball. As Yogi Barr says, she turned me into a newt. I got better. And for Sioux Falls, they remain on the move to 3-0. The over-under for this game was purportedly, based on research I've seen, 48 points. And the final score was projected to be 24-20, Sioux Falls, by prognosticator Jet Zero. Queen City's rookie fullback, also beat writer. And for the Sparrows, one of the surprising dominating teams here in the early part of the SFL season, along with perhaps Vancouver. We saw them against New Orleans. They
We did.
put up quite a performance against Charleston.
Yeah, well, the Sioux Falls dominance at home continues over AZ, OKC.
And
That's going to do it. It's going to do it. Are you kidding me? Do it. And surprisingly, it was a bit of a ball game here at the end.
as the late Bob Ufer once said at the end of every radio broadcast he did for the University of Michigan, victory is 1,000 fathers, while defeat is an orphan. As Sioux Falls wins 28-14. And correction from earlier, it was actually my good friend Ethan Kai who wrote the article. So despite 4 turnovers, Julian Tyree, the Sparrows hang on to win 28-14. There's one of the picks. That was to Kanaka. Jonathan Camp had a sack. Eddie Gage had an interception. Ashley Jackson finishes with 185 yards on 32 on 21 passing. Julian Tyree continues to be extremely efficient. 172 yards, 10 of 18, 2 touchdowns. We've got to clean up those picks though, big fella. Colin Hart, 154 yards. Jalen Wells, 42. Had some timely runs. Hart, though, strangely, only 1 catch for no yards. It's usually a bigger receiving threat.
Yeah, well, the running game was working. I guess they didn't really need to break that out.
Jarrell Davis with the 1 pick for Sioux Falls. BJ Loveless, 4 tackles. Kanye Rockefeller with 7. Colin Hart just running over folks.
Did you yawn? Did I miss that?
I must have been.
You must have missed that. You must have fallen asleep for a second.
And player of the game is Colin Hart. 23 carries, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, 6.5 yards per carry at the foot. Congratulations to him. For those of us at the Simulation Club, I'm Colin Northup. He's Rick Northup. For Mark Lopez on stats, our esteemed commissioner and producer, Mr. Cameron Irvine. Good night from South Dakota.